Always a popular race with the crowd here at Goodwood is the St Mary's Touring Car Race. So this year they're running the race in 2 legs with mainly celebrity guest drivers in part 1 and the car's owners taking over for part 2. Well, here in part 1 this is a great battle for second place between the Grey Lady Alvis, that rather upright looking car, Gerry Marshall at the wheel and Justin Law's Jaguar, and an equally close battle, Tiffany Dell in that great big Mark 7 Jaguar, trying to get inside René Arnoux in the little black Alfa Romeo. Hasn't done it yet, but who's right on his tail in the red Austin A35? It's Tony Jardine squeezing through impudently on the inside, locking up a wheel, a little nudge there. And once more we're with that second place battle with the dark green Jaguar of Justin Law trying to hold off the attentions of that silver Alvis, but the leading Jaguar, Derek Bell, in that lovely Jaguar that belongs to Tony Williams, the ex-John Coombs Roy Salvadori car, is in trouble, and he is going to pull off on the grass. That's the end of his race. Meanwhile, a great battle for third place now. Tony Dron in the dark blue Ford Zodiac, also falling prey to that impudent little Austin A35 of Tony Jardine. But out in front, Justin Law is going to win the race in the Jaguar. The Alvis will be second, Jardine third in the A35, all to play for in the second leg. Well, the second leg of the St Mary's Trophy has already been red flagged because Adam Gittings got the Ford Zodiac sideways on the gravel and tipped it onto its roof and then its side. He's unhurt, and the grid has now been reformed for a restart. And the grid all in position, wait for the Union Jack to go up and down. And the two Jaguars both spinning their wheels, getting away, but it's Grant Williams who's quickest. On the grass is Tom Harris in the big Mark 7 Jaguar, gets himself back onto the tarmac as they all go pouring through Magic Corner. And right on the inside there, Ivor Miller in the little blue Austin A40 making up lots of places. Already storming up from the back of the grid is Ray Davis in the red Austin A35, who seems to have passed about 15 cars between the start and Magic Corner. But at the front, it's the battle of the two Jaguars, Grant Williams and Andy Wallace. There, the little red Austin A35, which has moved right up, the bonnet open on Grant Williams's car, but it's strapped down. That makes sure that it's got plenty of cooling. And Chris Sanders' standard 10 is worrying Andy Wallace for second place. And where is Grant Williams? I think he came in to have his bonnet shut, because the bonnet is now shut, and that means Andy Wallace has the lead. Chris Sanders is fighting him for it in a mere standard 10, and we're going to have the excitement of Grant Williams coming from the pit lane and storming through from the back. In third place, it's Andy Thorogood in his black Alfa Romeo. Grant Williams has rejoined and is already ahead of the Tatra, but that little standard 10 of Chris Sanders is miraculously quick. You could fit the engine almost inside one of the cylinders of the Jaguar 3.8, but he's looking at the inside as they come out of St Mary's. He's now on the outside for Lavant, but as they put the brakes on, he's going to try and dart inside. Meanwhile, the battle for third place is between Ivor Miller in the A40 and Ray Davis in the red A35, and they're battling with the Thorogood Alpha. So 2 cars fighting over the lead, 3 cars fighting over third place. The Alpha ahead of Ray Davis. Remember, he started on the back row of the grid and he's up to 4th place. That's Ivan Dutton, number 4, in that lovely 3-litre Alvis, battling away with Rowan Atkinson in the number 7 Mark 7 Jaguar. But coming through is Grant Williams. Grant Williams in number 21, making up places all the way. It's Grant Williams now who sets fastest lap in his charge to come back up after a quick pit stop, which we think was to shut a bonnet which had come open. So Rowan Atkinson has been passed. Now Ivan Dutton is passed in the Grey Lady Alvis. So Grant Williams moving up all the time. He's on lap 4 of 12. He's got a very tall order to be able to catch up Andy Wallace, who's in the lead. Oh, and he's getting so sideways. This is the way that Grant Williams loves to race. Absolutely on the limit, takes 2 bites at the braking area for the chicane, comes out of the chicane, more opposite lock, just about to swallow up Ed Glaister in the little 100E Ford Anglia as they come over the start-finish line. And as he does so, he passes Ed Glaister and goes into 6th place. Grant Williams, having made a pit stop at the end of the first lap, is now up to 6th place. Ray Davies surely is getting on the inside as they go through that slight left-hand kink on the Lavant Straight. And it's amazing that the Jaguar can't get away from the Austin A35. That car's speed, not only through the corners, but also on the straights, is quite unbelievable. And he's trying to go round the outside of him as they come down into Woodcote Corner. Unbelievable. Andy Wallace has the inside, but the A35 goes round the outside of him. That is incredible. The Austin A35 of Ray Davies has the lead as they come out of the chicane. The crowd cheer, and they go over the start-finish line to complete 6 of 12 laps. Everybody is going absolutely berserk. Now this was Ray Davies going all the way around the outside of the Jaguar in Woodcote Corner. The Jaguar had the line. Ray Davies just kept his foot down. And Grant Williams, his Jaguar may sound a little bit off song, but he's still catching up. He's 10.8 seconds behind the leaders with now 4 laps to go. Rowan Atkinson is 8th in the number 7 Jaguar. Excellent battles going on between very ill-matched cars, but look at Rowan Atkinson sawing away at the wheel. He's really getting stuck in there. And he's running ahead now of Andrew Thorogood in the black Alfa Romeo that started on pole position, because Andrew Thorogood is making up time having had a spin. And Grant Williams definitely nearer. He's just lapping the Arthur Smith Fitchett Sunbeam Rapier, which he does now. And he can now see ahead of him Andy Wallace's Jaguar, and that's a tremendous motivation. If you're catching up and you can see in front of you, just up the road, the car that you want to catch, that makes you drive all the faster. Grant Williams, and was that the Jaguar pulling off? It was. Andy Wallace has pulled off. Andy Wallace's race in the Don Law Jaguar is sadly run. That's a great shame, but meanwhile that promotes Grant Williams to 2nd place. Can he catch the Austin A35? Grant Williams was 5.8 seconds behind the A35 as they started their 11th lap. They're on their penultimate lap of 12 now. Grant Williams can see the Austin A35 ahead of him. The gap was 5.8 seconds at the start of lap 11. It's probably less than that now. Grant Williams storming through the back section of the circuit, and he can see the little red Austin A35. Does he understand that it's the Austin A35 that's leading the race? It's pretty hard to comprehend for any of us, but Ray Davies in a beautifully prepared car that is so quick through the corners. Sideways goes Grant Williams, absolutely on full opposite lock, throwing that car into the chicane. He can see the A35 ahead of him. This is the start of the last lap. He's got his goal in sight as they come down to start that last lap. They cross the finish line, and the timekeepers tell us it's 1.6 seconds. So 1.6 seconds with 1 lap to do it. Grant Williams has got to catch the little red A35 in front of him, and he's got to get past it. Lots of tyre smoke coming off the spinning rear wheels of the Jaguar. Well, he's got his prey. He's hunting down the little A35. Surely this is going to be doable. Grant Williams, having made a pit stop to shut a loose bonnet, has had to climb back all the way up through the field. This remarkable Ray Davies A35, which started at the back, came past Andy Wallace's Jaguar. Well, here he is. He's going to do it surely anyway. This is the last lap, and it's Austin A35 versus Jaguar. Grant Williams is just waiting for the moment to go by. They're coming now down into Lavant Corner. Well, it's not easy because Ray Davies is so quick, but now Grant Williams noses alongside. If he can get more speed out of Lavant Corner, he's going to do it. Well, he hasn't done it yet. They're on the 11th straight now for the last time. This is a real battle. Grant Williams has got to get past this A35, and he hasn't done it yet. I would have thought when they got to the straights it would have been an easy task, but he hasn't done it yet. They're coming down towards Woodcote Corner for the last time. This is the final time in Woodcote Corner, and still Grant Williams hasn't got by. He hasn't done it yet. They've got a back marker ahead of them. The back marker has briefly slowed Grant Williams. Now they're coming down into the chicane. It's too late. Grant Williams can't do it. The checkered flag is waiting. The A35 is going to beat the Jaguar. Here comes the finish. Here comes the checkered flag. And incredibly, Ray Davies wins in the Austin A35. Grant Williams is second in the Jaguar. A remarkable race. A race where the little cars triumphed over the big ones. What a wonderful saloon race, and that just shows that these little lightweight cars, if they're well prepared and beautifully driven as Ray Davies's was, they can beat even Grant Williams in the Jaguar. They're the results of the second leg, and Ray Davies and Tony Jardine are the overall St Mary's Trophy winners.
I thought I was probably third. I really didn't know. They were giving me pit signals, but I wasn't paying too much attention. And I started to slow down. I thought, well, Andy's gone. There's no one in front, no one behind. And then I saw Grant, and what's going on? Where's he from? So I had to sort of speed up a little bit.
I just drove the car as hard as I could drive it and just pushed it and kept pushing and pushing. Like, the belt stayed on. It didn't overheat. It was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed myself. It was really good to work that hard and try and fight my way back.